Hey everybody, thanks for being here. Welcome back to the channel. The General is with us. Today the concept we're going to talk about is the ideas of different types of pressure, non-energetic pressure and energetic pressure, meaning the first one, non-energetic, means you can maintain the pressure just by kind of leaning your weight, adjusting your base, adjusting your connection without any kind of energy expenditure of your own. The other kind is, say you're passing on the feet, or you're just you have to do something that requires some kind of energy in order to keep doing. So that's the idea. Thoughts?
Yeah. So to like put it into like some examples, like like think about like your typical like loose passing, like your Toriando bullfighter passing. That's like more of like an energetic passing, right? And like momentary pressures. Like I certainly have pressures with my connections through my opponent, but like they're not sustainable, right? Like it's not a pinning pressure. Whereas like certain types, like when you're kind of like leg working your way over, like slow and methodical, like you were doing in the early part of today's role, right? Like that's constant maintained pressure, right? And it does take a lot less of like your energy, and it's more like sustainable, right? And it also like leaves less room, I would say, for counters and openings because you're controlling it so like statically. I think a really good example that everybody can look at like this is like if you watch Gordon Ryan's like standing passing, it's very like this constant pressure, right? There's not a lot of athletic movements. Now I'm sure you can find somewhere an athletic movement in there, and I'm sure he's certainly capable, but it's very rare in his game while he's playing. It's real like post, leg work, knee drop, this and that, working his way over. Whereas if you look at like more so like a Rotolo, right, be on the other end of that spectrum, and certainly they can both do both games. But what we witness from the Rotolos a lot is a lot of whipping, leg drags, foot pins and stuff, but a lot of like flanking motions. Also, Andrew Tack would be a great example of that as well. So they each have their own side of the coin there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another example I would think of is just mount. If you're doing a good job of mount, you should kind of be able to lean in various ways and just replace your posts to draw the other person into a more compromised position without having to do a lot of energetic movement. Unless maybe they're like really big and you kind of have to maintain your base a little bit. But if they're similar size or small, just that constant like you're just this sort of, they should feel like they're kind of just being pried up off the map.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. I think in positions like pinning positions, like it's really easy to see. Yeah. Whereas in like more like positions of less control, such as like a standing player versus supine and guard, it's not as easy to see like without knowing what's going on. But once you like understand what's going on, like you can't miss the difference. Like it's like very evident. But I could see like them looking like roughly the same thing in a position like that because there's less control. In a position of more control, it's very like evident.
Yeah. I was actually watching a Chris Howder one on the BJJ project, one of those videos.
Yeah.
And he was showing the difference between the invisible jiu-jitsu where they had gis on, and he said, "Okay, go ahead and kick me." And his lifted his foot and just threw like an easy kick. Yeah. And he was like, "Okay, now kick me." And he just stands there. He's like, "I can't." Yeah. Because it's a constant pressure that's available all the time if you're just doing the right thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments about the concept. Thanks to the General for being here. Do the liking and the subscribing. Hit the
bell.
And
come down and train. It's almost, I don't want to say more fun, but it's close.
That's it. It's poetic.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like again, you're not mad that you lost because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I had a better thought than that, but I forget what it was. Yeah. But like, anyway, we'll start. We'll get back to that.
Yeah. Let's do the momentary versus constant pressure, and then second video we'll do the thingy.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Hey everybody.